Welcome back, my groovy ghouls, to Coffin Break. I know, you don't need to tell me. I'm well aware. So I wanted to make sure that I post at least one last video before the new year. I do plan to keep this channel alive, so thank you for hanging on. And if you'd like to see where this channel is going, please like and subscribe. Now moving on to our film review. Today we will discuss the film Hasta el Viento Tiene Miedo. Even the Wind is Afraid. This is a Mexican Gothic horror film. The film was released in May 30th, 1968, written and directed by Carlos Enrique Tobada. Tobada is known for his horror films, which I will be watching and providing reviews. I did not find any info on the production, so if you have any info or history of making, please let me know in the comments. There is a 2007 remake, but we don't acknowledge its existence because it's terrible, terrible remake. A few notes before I begin the film review. First, it will be a full film summary, meaning it will include spoilers. I did leave out some of the film events. And the second item, the film does include subjects of unaliving. So if that is not the headspace you're in at the moment, feel free to come back for a different video. The film is set in an all-girls school, beginning with a doctor informing the head teacher Lucia that the anxiety attack that Claudia had was caused by a bad nightmare and she needs to rest for the day. Claudia's friends sneak in to check on her. Claudia describes her nightmare of walking up a long stairway and walking into a room to see a hanged girl. Although Claudia is shaken up, Headmistress Bernarda does not allow Claudia to skip her classes. On her way to class, Claudia and her classmates walk by a prohibited tower off the campus, but the lock is broken. They go inside, and Claudia remarks how the tower has the same staircase from her nightmare. As they climb the stairs to investigate, they are caught by the headmistress Bernarda and punishes the girls by not allowing them to go off campus during their vacation days. Teacher Lucia tries to reason with Bernarda on letting the girls leave campus for vacation, insisting that she's afraid an event like last time would happen again. But Bernarda insists that the incident was an accident. One of the evenings, while Lucia and Bernarda are away from campus, the girls try to have some fun by playing music and dancing. However, their classmate Josefina threatens to snitch on the girls for having fun. But with the little girl bullying, they get Josefina to have a little fun until one of the girls starts calling for a striptease to rip off Josefina's clothes, and Josefina runs off. Their classmate Kitty decides, yes, her name is Kitty, decides to take over the striptease request. And as she's dancing, she sees the face of a girl in the rainy window and screams. The next morning, Lucia tells the truth about the girl that they saw in the window. Her name was Andrea, and she had taken her own life 5 years ago when she wasn't allowed to leave campus to see her sick mother, who died while she was reprimanded. In the evening, during a windstorm, Lucia seeks the groundskeeper Diego to ask him if he believes in ghosts. He replies that he has seen Andrea's ghost. Hasn't she? Lucia panics and replies, "How can I see her when she's dead?" Diego explains that he can feel her presence when there's windstorms. Windstorms just like the night when they found her. As Lucia is making her way back to her room, she sees Andrea standing in the middle of the windstorm, watching her. The next evening, the windstorms are stronger, and Claudia sleepwalks her way into the tower. The headmistress and Lucia are awakened by a scream coming from the tower. They rush to find Kitty sobbing and Claudia dead from the fall she took from the top of the tower. Their classmates watch from the window as Claudia's body is removed from the tower. One of them remarks, "Who knows what the dead want?" And in this night, it feels that even the wind is afraid. Bernarda accompanies Claudia's body into the church and prays. However, Claudia wakes up, confused. The following days, Claudia acts strange as she is able to recite a perfect answer for her literature class. When she sees Diego fixing the lock of the tower, he says the lock will hold until the rapture. Claudia responds, "That's just what you said the first time you installed the lock." In the evening, Claudia is playing piano even though she hadn't played piano before. Lucia pleads with Bernarda to see that Claudia is acting just like Andrea, but Bernarda brushes them off as coincidences. Bernarda decides to have Claudia removed from the school due to her behavior and informs her her family will pick her up the next morning. Claudia has one last night left at that school. In this last evening, the power goes out on all campus. Lucia and Bernarda hear a loud sobbing in the building. Bernarda follows the sobbing to Claudia, breaking into the tower. All the students are awakened by the sobbing and follow along as well. As Bernarda reaches the top of the tower confronting Claudia, she finds Andrea holding a noose, walking towards her. As the students and Lucia climb the tower, they hear a scream and they walk into Bernarda, hanging from the ceiling. And that concludes the Revenge Ghost Story. One of the items that adds to the horror element of the film is the color palette and the ambience of the film. The film seems to take place around summertime, and all the characters are wearing very bright colors. And there's the only time when the film is dark is during the evenings when the windstorms are taking place. And the only characters that wear darker colors are the headmistress, Bernarda, and teacher Lucia. You see the doctor also wear a dark suit, but he is mainly just a character for commentary. The ghost is not after hurting the students of the campus. The ghost is there to scare the teachers and mainly go after Bernarda for because of her strict rules. Andrea couldn't see her mother when she died. Thank you all so much for watching. And for those who have stuck around, thank you all so much. I do plan to have an end of year review for the film and TV shows that I watched this year. I'll be honest, I did not keep track of them, so there's not going to be a giant list. But this year, 2025, I will have a log with notes on what I watch, and I will be providing also a ultimate tier list for the Hell of a Boss series, since right now it's wrapped up season 2. And yeah, anything else that you would like to see, any films you recommend, put the name down below. If possible, include the film year that makes it easier to find, or the director's name. So thank you all so much again for sticking around, and I will see you next time, my groovy ghouls. Until death do us part.